Are Indians overworked? We are asking that question because a disturbing incident has sparked this conversation in India. Across social media platforms, Indians are sharing their experiences, their stories of trauma at their workplaces. What was the trigger? The alleged death due to overwork of a 26-year-old chartered accountant working with Ernst & Young. Her name is Anna Sebastian. She was an exceptional student, topping her school and college examinations. Ernst & Young was her first job, and 4 months into her job, Anna passed away. Her distraught mother blamed her company. And following her death, she penned an emotional letter to the Ernst & Young chairman, Rajiv Memani, accusing the company of, quote-unquote, glorifying overwork and lamenting that no one from the company attended the funeral. She urged the company's leadership to change the work culture. That letter, posted on the networking site LinkedIn, has gone viral, sparked outrage, sadness, stirring people's consciousness, and inviting reactions. It has sparked a conversation about long working hours like never before. You see, in the aftermath of Anna's death, social media has been set ablaze with people sharing their experiences, narrating their ordeals at toxic workplaces, and narrating how they were overworked and underpaid. The anger reached such a fever pitch that even the Indian government has stepped in. The Labour Ministry of India has said that it will be investigating the circumstances that led to Anna's death. And how has Ernst & Young responded to the outrage? Ernst & Young India chairman Rajiv Memani has expressed profound remorse. He emphasized that it is completely unacceptable that no one from the company attended Anna's funeral. He vowed that he would not rest until the objective of nurturing a harmonious workplace is accomplished. Memani also extended his deepest condolences to the family and empathized with the anguish of Anna's mother. And while India's Labour Ministry actively investigates Anna's death, this distressing incident has undeniably opened a Pandora's box. It has sparked a conversation that demands urgent attention and resolution. While the debate around long working hours at top companies worldwide has been intensifying for some time now, the issue has gained a renewed sense of urgency and importance in India. In fact, recently published data from the International Labour Organization, ILO, also paints a rather grim picture. According to the ILO, India ranks among the most overworked countries globally, with employees working an average of 46.7 hours per week. Just have a look at this. It reveals that India is the most overworked country among the top 10 economies in the world. Can you believe that? Just for comparison, the average weekly working hours per person in the US is 38. Even in China, the figure is lower than India at 46.1 hours per week. According to the ILO data, 51% of workers in India are clocking 49 hours or more every week. This is the second highest among all the countries in the world. Interestingly, Bhutan leads the chart of the most overworked countries in the world. India's neighbors, Bangladesh and Pakistan, are also among the top 10 countries working overtime. What does that tell you? It basically says that South Asian countries have a significant portion of their workforce engaged in extended work hours. Notice how none of the European or American countries are among the 20 countries with the highest working hours per employee. Interestingly, according to a study conducted by the International Labour Organization, ILO, there is an inverse relationship between a country's prosperity and its weekly working hours, which means that countries with shorter working hours tend to have higher per capita GDP, indicating a positive correlation between leisure time and economic prosperity. India, one of the top 10 economies in the world, has the highest weekly working hours but one of the lowest per capita GDP figures. What explains this? Experts say there may be cultural reasons for so many in Asia working long hours. India, along with many countries, is still a developing country. On the flip side, many Europeans enjoy a working culture that celebrates lengthy holidays and substantial rest periods. In fact, this relaxed attitude is enshrined in law in some parts. For instance, the European Union's Working Time Directive bars employees from working more than 48 hours a week on average. Should India also work towards implementing policies similar to those addressing overwork and associated health issues? Because if the current trends continue, the prevalence of overwork and its negative health impact will only grow. And this is particularly concerning given that many societies still glorify overwork to the point of burnout. As a result, many continue to silently suffer. Both employers and employees share the responsibility to break this cycle. And it is imperative that we take proactive measures to bring about positive changes in work cultures. Companies must prioritize ensuring that employees are not overworked. Ultimately, here is a valuable lesson for all of us to consider tonight. It's Friday. As the work week comes to an end, do yourself a huge favor. Wrap up your tasks, shut down that laptop, and leave your job, your work at the office. Your future self will be all the better. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.